Okay, so today we actually get to dive into Ads Manager. Super exciting day, and I can't wait to show you guys what we have in store. So, first things first, I want you to hop to business.facebook.com. And if this screen doesn't show up for you, no problem. You click on your business, and you can always head to these three horizontal bars on the left hand corner, drop on down to All Tools, and then click on Ads Manager, and your Ads Manager account will show up. Now, if you've run ads before, they'll be here. If you haven't run any ads before, it will be completely blank. So, today, what I'm going to do is just walk you through what you're looking for here, what a campaign, an ad set, and an ad is. And then we're also going to chat through how it is that you input your audiences. So let's just go ahead and dive right on in. If you click on the green Create button, here is where you get to choose your marketing objective. Now, yesterday we chatted through all the different objectives. I did that so that I could prepare you for today to be able to choose which objective works best for you. Reminder, like I mentioned, if you hover over this, it will tell you why you might want to choose each type of audience, or sorry, each type of objective. So let's say I want to do engagement and I am trying to get engagement on my post. You can go ahead and name your campaign anything you want. And then click continue. Now, you may be prompted to enter in your credit card information if you haven't done so already. That would be here at the ad set level. So you'll know if you haven't entered in your credit card, it will let you know. You won't be able to save any of your ads until then. So campaign level, again, over here on the left-hand side, you can see it's broken up between campaign, ad set, and ad. Campaign is simply where you select your objective, and then you can go ahead and name your objective. We're going to ignore these other two buttons for now. Next is the ad set level, and here it even shows you. We deal with our audience, placement, so this is Facebook versus Instagram versus Messenger, stories versus feed, and then budget and schedule, when you want it to run and how much money you're willing to put behind it. Bringing it down one step further is the ad level. This is where you actually get to create the ad itself. You put in your text, your image, your video, whatever it is that you are going to use, and you'll be all set and ready to go. So I'm just going to now click on down to my ad set level. Here is where we will input our audiences. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll show you that in just a moment. This is where our audiences live. Here is where we get to deal with our placement. I would recommend keeping it at automatic for now. If you do click on edit placements, this is where you can decide if you want it on Facebook, Instagram, or Audience Network. The last section is budget and schedule. So again, you can do lifetime budget. If you had decided that you were willing to spend $200, you can go ahead and say over the course of the lifetime, I will only be willing to spend $200 for this ad set. You can click your set your start and your end date, and then you'll be good to go there. Now, if I click on down to the ad level, you can click on create ad. And now we get to go ahead and choose our ad format. So you can do an image, you can do a video, a slideshow, a carousel. I'm tongue-tied today. And this is where we will enter in all of our text and our call to action. Now we're going to get into creating effective ad copies and creating effective ads. Not today. Today we're just simply focusing on you clicking around in here, understanding what your campaign level is, what your ad set level is, and what the ad level is. And then we are going to work on inputting your audiences. So what I want you to do is, after you've clicked around through here, go ahead and click on your three horizontal bars on the top left-hand corner. Drop it on down, and I want you to go over here to audiences. You can click on leave this page. It's just letting me know that what I did already, it won't save, which is totally fine. I didn't create anything worth saving. All right, so we can create a couple different types of audiences here. What we're going to do is, I'm just changing it over to my ad account. So I'm going to click on create audience. Now we've got three different types of options. The first one we're going to look at is a saved audience. Now, a saved audience, this is where we do everything that's based on interest. So interest-based targeting. This is what you did yesterday. Like, remember the example I gave of the ethically made company, that maybe you are interested in targeting women who are between the ages of 18 and 45, and I want people who are interested in REI because they are an ethically made company. Maybe I want people who are also interested in the North Face for the same reason. This is where you get to go ahead and enter in all that detailed targeting. So you can choose, so this is where you get to name it. So I can just say ethically made audience. You can choose location. So you can do an address, a city, a state, United States, a country, age, gender, languages. I typically just leave that as is. And then this is where you can go ahead and type in that demographic, the interests, or the behaviors that you wrote down yesterday on when you did your advertising breakdown. So think about your audience again. What interests do they have? Where do they shop? What things are specific to them and them only? Now, you can always go ahead and type it in, or if you want to go the long route, you can go ahead and click on Browse, drop down demographic information, and you can just sort through all these different categories. There are so many, there are hundreds. That's why I had you kind of pare it down yesterday so you're not overwhelmed when you come in here, but you can drop these down and see all the different options that they have. So again, either typing it in, clicking Browse. If you click on Suggestions, I know Patagonia is also another company that does that. You can see related interests. Finally, you'll go ahead and click on Create Audience, and that will be there and ready for you to use. So that is what we call a saved audience. They're cold. I call it a cold audience. That means they know nothing about your business. They aren't a fan of yours. They aren't on your email list. They aren't someone who shopped at your business. They're just simply people who have interests that might relate to your page. Next, we're going to look at custom audiences. Custom audiences is where you can retarget to web traffic now that you have your Pixel installed. Customer list would be an email list. App would be people who are on your app. Offline would be people who visit your store. And then these ones are pretty self-explanatory. So people who have watched videos, who interact with you on Instagram, who have attended events of yours, who interact with your Facebook page, who have opened an instant experience of yours, or have filled out a lead form of yours. So let's say you want to do something simple like create an audience of people who interact with you on Instagram. So you can say anyone who has interacted with our business within the past 365 days. I'm going to open it up to just 30 days. So I'll call this Instagram Engagers 30 days. All right. That's one type of audience that you can do. You can go ahead and click Create Audience. I'm going to try another one. Let's say I want those who have been to my website. So I can do anybody who's visited my website, or they can have performed specific actions. So if you're e-commerce, you'll see under here people who have purchased or people who have added to cart. You can create a list that is specific to whatever need you have. So you can do all website visitors or people who have visited specific pages. So let's say I want everybody who's visited my ads course page. I can say that the URL has to contain ads course. You'll go ahead, name your audience. Now, you guys, there are a lot of other options. I'm just trying to kind of skim through this and streamline it the best I can, because we can include and exclude people and make sure that there are custom combinations you can put together, but I just want to give you a general idea. Feel free to click through these and play around with them all. Remember, customer list is where you upload your email list. All right, the last type, my favorite type of audience, are the lookalikes. So lookalike is where, again, you create an audience that's likely to perform similarly to another audience you already have. So let's say that you already created an Instagram engagement audience and you want to create an audience that's going to perform similarly to those who interact with you on Instagram. So now is where you get to select your existing audience. So I'm going to type in Instagram. Do you see how it doesn't come up? That's okay. Click on other sources. Aha, Instagram Engagers. Perfect. I want to reach those who are in the United States. You can create 1, 2, 3, however many audiences you have or you would like. And this is just telling you that you can have a 1% lookalike, a 2%, or a 3% lookalike. This is just expanding it bigger and bigger and bigger. If I go ahead and click create, it says I've already created this audience, so it's not letting me, but you click create, and then they, again, will be here ready to go. So that is going to be it for today. What I encourage you to do is just go ahead, play around in here, create those saved audiences, create any custom or lookalike audiences, because tomorrow we're going to be inputting that audience and we are going to be talking about best practices when creating ad copies and just effective ads in general. So can't wait to see you tomorrow. Hope this was helpful. Make sure to leave any comments or questions in our Facebook group, and I'll talk to you then.